Hello everybody, Halo Trivia today. Today I'm doing a review on the Halo 4 Cryotube. Now, we've had vehicles in the past and we've had a lot of things from the Halo universe in the past, such as the Mongooses and the Warthog. Now, McFarlane's starting to expand this stuff and get into some of the more cooler stuff in a way, which is they're going to try to bring in the Falcon, they're trying to bring the Banshee, but they're trying to work out some money issues. And they've already brought the drop pod, which is highly in demand. I mean, most people wanted that. They have that out now, and they have the Cryotube. Now, you start off Halo 4 in the Cryotube. Obviously, I don't have the game. It doesn't come out until November. But, as you remember in Halo 3, or if you don't remember in Halo 3, the ending, he goes to sleep and says, "Wake me when you need me." So what the Cryotube does basically is it makes you fall asleep. And what they did at the end of Reach, if you actually click to the right, you can see him in his Cryotube. And that's why at the beginning of Halo 1, they finally needed Chief because they didn't want him to age. So the Cryotube basically doesn't make you age, if that makes any sense. It kind of puts you in an eternal sleep and you don't age while you're doing it. You almost... I don't know how to put it, but they kind of almost freeze you in a way, and like you don't age. So that's it about the Cryotube. Now, I've been wanting one of these since they announced it. I thought it was going to be really cool, but it's very plain. I'll show you in a little bit here, but first of all, as you can see here, you can see Chief pretty clearly, but it's very dark. I know a buddy of mine, Toys 210, he put some LEDs in here, and over here, and it puts some light on the Chief. I feel for $25, and as simple as the Cryotube is, and I know there's shipping and everything like that, and you're basically buying a $10 figure, so the tube itself is basically $10. But even if so, I think a little cool LED, something a little simple as putting LEDs in this thing, would make it look so much better and be worth so much more of the money. So that's how I feel about that. Now, to open this thing is very kind of tricky. See, instead of trying to just yank it out, you have to first of all kind of go like right about here. And just kind of gently start pulling it out. Let's see if I can show you better. There. So you're just gonna kind of want to gently pull that out. Get it out a little bit more. Now, a buddy of mine said that this goes up really high. It kind of does. Goes up to about here. Sorry that my camera's not all that well. But it doesn't really stay. It kind of wants to fall. So like right about there. So that's about what you're looking at. 1 second here. Sorry about that, guys. That's what you're looking about opening wise. Which is actually very nice because it has some ease of putting the figure in, and it's a lot of space, basically. So let's go back to right here and get Chief out. Now, the Chief itself fits in pretty well. You have to kind of get him right here, his feet on the base, to make it actually get that full appearance that he's sleeping, and you can actually see him through the glass, his head. So let's just put Chief out of the way real quickly. And let's go into the Cryotube. I know I said get to the Chief first, but the Cryotube I feel is the main part of this thing, so I'm going to do that first. Anyways, this is the tube. It's very plain. Besides the little details here, the details here, and the bedding back there, I mean, they didn't really do much detailing at all. I mean, sure, most of you people are like, yeah, they did. They did a lot of detail, but it's very plain. I mean, it doesn't seem like it'd be $25 worth. I mean, sure, they did little details here, and they put the snow on the top right there to look like it's been in space for a while. But other than that, they didn't. It's very plain for something that's $15 worth. It's basically a giant tube with very limited amount of details, and it's not really anything special, to be honest. Is it worth the money? it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, I think it is because I think it's a cool display piece. But at the same time, I feel like I'm buying something so simple, so simply put together that it's almost like they didn't put any thought into it. That's my feeling about it. Now to get on to Chief, finally. I have a full review of Chief on my channel. The only difference between this Chief and the other Chief I reviewed is this has some weathering details or some like ice details. So they just basically put some white on him, as you can see right there. Kind of see it around the body. Very limited on this one. I don't know why they've made it very limited, but what are you gonna do? Kind of a little bit right there on the knee. You can see it. It blends in very well with the green armor, so I'm not exactly sure why they did that. A little bit on the back here. If you can see that a little bit. It's kind of hard to see because it really does blend in. I mean, the best part to show you is right there. It shows you how it's white. But they didn't really put much thought into that either. They just kind of put some white on it. But it still gets you a cool figure. Don't get me wrong, the Chief is cool. But it also gets you one new thing, which is the sticky detonator, which is a new weapon. Why they came up with that name, I don't know, but it actually fits the name very well. If you remember, this was actually used in the reveal trailer to shoot his way out of, the Forward Unto Dawn. I think. I could be wrong. Actually, it was the Pillar of Autumn, because that's what he went down in. Anyways, so this is the new sticky detonator. It's a brand new weapon. Basically, this shoots off, sticks to something, and it detonates, or you can hold down the right trigger or something like that, and it holds its place, and then when you release it, it goes off. Very nice. I haven't actually put this in his hand, because I've only had him sleeping in the tube, but the one thing I have is because I have my other Chief, is because it's kind of a primary weapon, it looks like a pistol, but to be honest, it doesn't really, I mean, it fits pretty well, but it's still pretty big, so when you have the Chief kind of wielding his assault rifle and everything, sorry, he's off the screen. But when you have him holding the assault rifle and everything, it doesn't have much range of motion without hitting this. So that kind of sucks, but there's nothing much you can do about that. Let's see how easy it is to put in. Kind of wedge it in. Okay, so it's pretty easy to put in for the most part. Holds it very nicely. Looks kind of cool. Probably get some cool poses out of there. Still no trigger finger to probably help out this figure, because if they want, they could put a trigger finger and he'd hold it right where he should actually, instead of leaving this whole part right there empty. That's just my thoughts. But last final thing to do is to put him in the tube. It's very easy. You just kind of get him in this very plaid look, just kind of straight up like that. Put his head straight, very simple. Get his knees to where they're straight for the most part. I've noticed, real quickly, I'm sorry, but I've noticed that these figures are kind of curved. I just noticed this a little bit, but it's kind of curved that way. It kind of gives a weird look. That's beside the point. Anyways, to put them back in, what you do is you just do the same thing in how you open it. So you take this, just pry it open very gently. Because if you pull too fast, I'm sure you're going to break this very simple plastic up here. It doesn't look very durable, to be honest, at all. It's very, very flimsy. So just go ahead, put that up there like this, so it's opened for the most part. And then once you're done opening it, you have a big opening. Make sure it's heads up, so you get this cool kind of sleeping pose. You're just gonna want to put them in very nice and gently. Get them behind these circles, and then once you have them like that, his feet are touching the bottom. You want to make sure to touch on the bottom to get the best look. Have him sitting up straight. Go ahead and close this. Push backwards. And you have him in the tube. But real quickly to bring up the fact, see how dark it is in there? You can't really see his face. You can't see anything unless you have light on it. That's why I wish they put some LEDs in it. Just something so simple that makes this so much worth the money. Now, I know this is a long review. for something so simple. But I kind of recommend this because you are technically paying $15 or about $11 for the figure. So you're about paying $10 to $15 also for the Cryotube. Overall, you're paying $25 for something that I feel is very simple, but you can do so much with it, kind of to make it better. Like put some LEDs in it that kind of make it worth your time if you want to do that stuff. So for this purchase, I think it's totally up to you because it's very iffy, if that makes sense at all. But that's it for this review. Halo Trevere saying see ya.